Hi guys, so welcome back to our final week of new instruction learning about plants. So today we are going to learn about pollination. Do you guys know what pollination is? Yell it nice and loud. Give me some ideas. Take a nice guess. Pollination, good. Has to do with bees. I heard a lot of friends say it. That's awesome. So today we're going to learn about what bees do and how they help plants and how they help us. Okay. So what we're going to read today is called Seeds, Bees, and Pollen. So we're going to read this, and then we are going to go ahead and complete a pollination activity from your learning resource packet. So plants make more plants. All living things reproduce, including plants. Different types of plants reproduce in different ways. Some kinds of plants make fruit in order to reproduce. Do you know how each of these plants reproduce? So what do you think they use? In order to make new plants, you need to use what? Good, seeds. So these seeds on a pine cone, okay, they will go into the ground and they make new plants, okay? And same thing with these little seed leaves there. Flowering plants. Many plants use flowers to reproduce. Flowers make pollen and seeds, and flowers must trade their pollen with the other flowers to make seeds. Okay, so there's pollen, okay, right on the butterfly. It says pollen looks like the golden dust on butterflies. Okay, right there. That's pollen, okay? There can also be pollen in the air, and that's what makes your allergies kind of bad. And that is how you start to make new seeds or new plants, is that pollen is spread, okay? And it's spread using what? Good, butterflies. Butterflies can help spread the pollen. Flower pollen travels on the wind or on animals. Butterflies, birds, bees, and bats, and other pollinators sip sweet flowered nectar. As they feed, pollen sticks to their bodies and brushes off on the next flower. Now that the flower has pollen from another flower, it can begin making seeds. So if that butterfly is getting pollen from this one, then it's going to this one, going to this one, and you can see the pieces of the pollen in the air also. Bee food. Bees also eat pollen. Honeybees and bumblebees have special pouches on their back legs for carrying pollen back to the hive. Plants have enough pollen for reproduction and for bees. Okay, this is all pollen. Plants without flowers. Flowerless plants reproduce in other ways. Mosses and ferns have spores. Spores make new plants without using pollen or flowers. Ferns make spores inside the bumps of the back of their leaves. So these are spores. You can see the little pieces. Conifers make seeds inside cones. Cones need pollen to make seeds. Only wind carries conifer pollen to new trees. The cones must be open for gravity or wind to carry the seeds to new places for them to grow. Some plants reproduce by copying themselves. Strawberry plants have runners that grow out of the main plant and sprout new plants. Runners grow above ground. One strawberry plant can grow many runners. So there's the main plant of the strawberry plant, and then these are runners. See how they're starting to grow little plants right there? Strawberry plants flowers too. They can grow from runners or seeds. Okay, so the seeds in a strawberry plant can help make new strawberry plants. Underground stems called rhizomes can sprout new plants. Rhizomes and runners can make plants exactly like the mother plant. Okay, so these are examples of that. Many kinds of grasses reproduce from rhizomes. Okay, so some grasses, they reproduce, okay, by copying themselves. Whether they use flowers, cones, or special stems or spores, plants find ways to reproduce. So there's our 4 different ways that plants reproduce. Awesome. So what we're going to do is I would like you to grab your learning resource packet. And what we are going to do is we are going to find our pollination page. It looks like this. Go ahead and pause if you need a second to grab that. Okay, we're gonna grab that so that you guys can learn more about pollination. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read this together, and then you guys are gonna answer these questions on your own. Okay, you guys will be uploading this to your teacher today. So first thing you're gonna do is put your name right at the top. Okay, just like you do. If you need time to find this page, feel free just to pause the video, okay, so that you can grab it. All right, you ready? We're gonna get your pointer fingers out, get them ready. One way that new plants grow is pollination. Pollination is a big word to explain how an insect or wind can help spread pollen. One way pollination can occur is when a bee lands on the flower. Okay, so pollination can happen when a bee lands on a flower. Okay, and remember, the pollen sticks to the bee. When the bee lands on the flower, it gets pollen on its body. When it flies away, pollen can fall onto other plants, or it will come off the bee when it lands on another flower. Most plants need pollination in order to grow and make new plants. Okay, cool. So pollination has to do with bees and butterflies and other animals, insects that we talked about. Okay, so what is pollination? Can you guys remind me of what pollination is? Remember, we want to answer this question in a complete sentence. Okay, so when we're writing a complete sentence, we're going to write it pollination is. Okay, so we want to make sure we know what we're talking about. Because if it's somebody that you didn't have that question and they didn't need to know what pollination is, they're not going to know what it is just by you writing the answer. Okay, so pollination is. Okay, what is pollination? Let's go back and underline it. Pollination is a big word to explain how an insect or wind can help spread pollen. Okay, so we can say pollination is when an insect or wind spreads pollen. And then what do I need at the end of my sentence? Good, a period. Awesome. If you need more time, go ahead and pause. You can write that down. Okay. And then we have, how can a bee spread pollen? Okay, so there is two ways in there on how a bee can spread pollen. So you're going to restate your sentence. Okay, you're going to restate the question. A bee can spread pollen by, and then I want you to finish that question, okay? You can go ahead and pause so that you can write the beginning of your restarted sentence, but I want you to finish that on your own, okay? Look back into your reading, find out how a bee spreads pollen, okay, and finish the answer. You're gonna upload it to your teacher today, right? Feel free to pause this right here so that you guys can finish doing that writing. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Keep up all that hard work.